You all right? Bit weird
I'm all right.
today. Yeah.
Bit what today?
Weird.
You're a bit weird. Or
Podcast. Just
the podcast is a bit weird.
Knowing that you're recording the video.
It is a bit weird, isn't it? You're feeling a bit under pressure.
Strange. Normally one of the good things about doing a podcast is no one can see you.
Yeah. Well, they do say that you've got a face for radio or face for podcasts. So
that's what they say about me.
That's what some people have said. Not everyone, but some people have said that.
Yeah. Who's been saying that?
It's just one of those anonymous emails.
Actually, it's not like you say that, but there are some pretty good-looking radio presenters, aren't there? Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, yeah, he's a looker, isn't he? I don't know, because I don't know what any of them look like. I only listen to them usually. The only ones that you know what they look like are the ones that have got so famous that they end up on TV.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll be like.
Probably.
Well, I just thought, it's time to step it up. I mean,
but normally pushing. I can just go through it and I can say something that I think is funny and I don't even have to laugh. But now I'm going to feel I might have to do a little smile. Put more effort into your facial expressions. I notice that you've dressed up as well for the podcast. I'm not. Nice. I'm not.
Nice
I'm not turning up to a podcast. Like I say, I'm not turning into something that I'm going to be all prepared. I'm not wearing a suit.
Something that you're not. You're not. And that's fair enough. You're not going to turn into something that you're not.
It's what I normally wear. It's really boiling. I went for a run an hour ago. It's hot here. I have to turn the aircon off so it doesn't interrupt with the thing already. I'm wearing a vest. Thanks.
Okay, so that's fine. I'm just asking questions that people might be asking watching it.
I guess one of the good things is sometimes if my dogs play up, I can just show.
You can show that they're not fake dogs. They are real dogs. We don't have props on this. They are real dogs.
One of my dogs today. We took them to the vets. You know those cone things they have put on their heads?
Yeah.
One of them's had to have it and hates it. When I put it on, when I got her home, it wouldn't move. Just stood on the same spot. Wouldn't make a move. Hasn't made a sound. Won't eat treats or drink.
Wow.
So I felt bad. So I thought maybe it's all right if I just take it off when I'm with her. But then the first thing they do is scratch their head straight away.
Yeah,
cut it open.
That's the reason. That's why you've got it on.
Yeah.
You dopey fucking idiot. Dogs aren't clever, are they?
I know.
Right. What have you been up to today? Anything? Well, you went to a run, didn't you?
Went to the vets.
Today, the vets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why we didn't do it this morning, isn't it? I went to play golf. And I was driving down a little country lane. And do you know what? I like some things about England you do you just think, oh, that's cute, isn't it?
There's a rabbit.
How many times have you seen an old bloke on a little motorbike, and just to his side, he's got his little wife in a sidecar?
Yeah,
that happens more times than you'd imagine, like on Wallace and Gromit kind of thing, and they're going so slow as well. But it's cute because they've got a really big microphone on his head, which I can only assume is to talk to her in this little sidecar on the side. So they have a little chat while they're driving. And
they wear that driving hats. Yeah,
they've got proper little hats on. So I just thought it was quite funny. I just saw that and it just made me laugh. Nice little couple goals or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Right, should we have a look at some emails?
Yes.
I haven't got many actually. What have I got? I think I've got 2.
Yeah,
I've got 3 actually. Right, first 3, they're off your mate. So you can guess how they start.
Yeah. Just finish it then. Is it true that?
Yeah. You still eat rusks for breakfast?
No, but the only time I had rusks wasn't when I was a baby. I've had them since, and there's no shame in that.
You have, really?
Yeah.
I would have one, but I've never had one.
I've got quite a lot of younger brothers and sisters, haven't I? Yeah, sometimes if you're hungry and there's nothing in the fridge, I'll have one of them.
Well, that reminded me of when I went on tour, rugby tour at university, and there was one kind of mature student. Well, he wasn't even mature, but he was getting on a bit, and we found in his bag a shitload of rusks, and it was like, "Why the fuck have you got rusks in your bag, Paul?" And he was like, "Oh, when I get hungover, it's the only thing I can digest." So when he got hungover, he just ended up having little rusks for breakfast.
It's not that bad.
Makes sense, doesn't it? He's planning it out. He knows his body. Fair play to him. Just realised I've left my coffee somewhere, so great. I've got a little bit. That's all I got to drink now.
Oh yeah, people can see now, can't they? We can actually have viewers. I can say viewers now.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, I suppose. Right, next one. Is it true that you've never had a turkey twizzler?
Of course, it's not true. Everyone's had a turkey twizzler who's gone to school.
I've never had a turkey twizzler.
That's mental. Well, nice. It's ridiculous that they got banned.
I
Honestly, you can't even. One of this brand chocolate as well.
I want to try one because do you know what I heard about the turkey twizzler saga with Jamie Oliver, and I assumed he meant turkey dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. And I thought it's just another name for turkey dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh, they're not great. I mean, I don't really care about them anyway. Mm-hmm. And then I've suddenly seen what they actually are.
They're a lot more flavoursome.
Okay. So I might go down and see if I can find a pack. That'll be
more,
my own word.
More flavoursome. This is how you know that they're probably not very healthy, because they're a lot more flavoursome than turkey.
Yeah, turkey, one of the blandest, driest meats you can get, and they've made it taste really nice. Yeah, probably not that healthy for you then, is it?
But there's so many things that aren't healthy. Just because don't have them at schools, but don't say, okay, you're not allowed to sell them anymore. If you want to buy them, buy them. No, people can still smoke cigarettes, can't they?
Did they?
I don't know. I didn't see them anymore. Schools, I guess they got like a bad reputation. Probably got forced out, and they're like, oh, no one wants to buy turkey twizzlers anymore.
All right, last email. This seems to be a food theme. Is it true that you eat your McDonald's with a knife and fork?
Obviously not. I'm just thinking, would I ever do that? I've eaten. You eat burgers with knife and fork sometimes, don't you? So it's not mad. Like when you go somewhere.
But do you remember when we was in? I don't know if it's Thailand or Japan, but we went in one McDonald's and they served us it on a plate.
Oh, no, that'd be Japan. I don't know what that is.
I feel like it was Japan, but they just gave us it on a plate, like an actual plate. I don't think they gave us knives and forks, though. I can't remember.
No, I know there's that black, not black. Is it black bread in Japan?
The black burger. That was Burger King. Mm-hmm. That wasn't the same one. But yeah, that was a little posh McDonald's. Mm-hmm. That was all the emails that I think I've got. All
right. For you, someone has a request and someone has some information. Not really any questions today. Someone wants you to watch the film 1 million years BC and tell us your thoughts.
1 million years BC and tell us your thoughts.
Do you know that film?
Don't know what is that. The one with the little dinosaurs that have like been enlarged?
I'm pretty sure that they probably weren't proper dinosaurs.
Is it really old?
Stop motion or something?
Is it a stop motion, or I think it was lizards. The film Lizards really close up, and they superimposed them on the film. Yeah. I've seen clips of it. I can give you my opinion now. It's terrible. It looks like one of the worst movies ever made. That's my
historically
opinion.
Accurate though.
Pardon?
Historically accurate though.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, it sounds really historically accurate.
Since they were
sounds like it's going to make Braveheart look historically accurate.
They were neither humans or dinosaurs a million years ago.
Yeah, it's got humans in it. Humans and the dinosaurs together. Yeah. Well, that's the sort of thing that is bad, because as a kid, you do grow up thinking that they did do that because of TV like that.
We lived together. Dinosaurs were around a million years ago. Further, humans were around a million years ago. Not quite.
So it's like that, and the Flintstones were the main.
The men back then looked horrible. The women were fit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, in what is it? Who's the actress in there? Like
Raquel Welch.
Raquel Welch, I think that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not going to watch that. I'm not going to watch that.
Other one. They've labelled it a scam because obviously they've heard some of the scams.
Okay, I'm interested.
Well, I don't think it is a scam, but good thinking. They've got an idea suggesting that if you're into scams, and I would say having a bit of extra dough.
I'm interested in scams, yeah.
Try meteorite hunting. Now, it's not a scam, is it? Because if you hunt the meteorites and you find them, you haven't scammed anyone. You've actually gone and done the work and find them. But they said if you've got a lot of time on your hands and you want to make a lot of extra money, you can make a lot of money, go meteorite hunting and do a bit of research.
Oh, that's all they said?
Well, they said a bit more, but I mean, how long do you want me to read?
So
the best place to find them is if you go...
Aren't they just massive rocks?
The best place to find them is... No, the best place to find them is how you go to the desert, because it's like it's really light.
Okay, yeah. I'm interested in how do I make money off them, because they sound like the shittest thing. No. I wouldn't want to buy any meteor. Who wants to buy that?
Scientists. Collectors.
Right.
Yeah.
Meteor collectors.
They've been sold for millions.
Millions. How do you pick them up? They're massive, aren't they?
Well, some of them are massive, some of them are bloody tiny.
Well,
and if you find a massive one, you don't pick it up.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I'll consider it.
You
I'm
find
not
a
sure
massive
that's gonna
one.
happen.
But yeah, I think the desert's good because it's
The
like
desert. Why the desert? Do they aim them at the desert?
no,
People that are shooting
no.
it?
There's just a chance that it'll go in the desert, but it'll go in the sea. But good luck finding one in the Pacific Ocean, or good luck finding one in a jungle. In the desert, it's like flat. It's you can see for a long way away. And
main one is where's the nearest desert to Wolverhampton? I don't think there's many in the Midlands.
well, we can go on a trip to Mongolia.
Mongolia. All right, let's go to Mongolia.
That'll be a new one.
Okay,
and
once
it's not
this
too
COVID's
hot.
completed.
I don't fancy going to like
Mongolia.
Sahara. That'd be mental.
Okay, all right, nice one. Thanks for that. Whoever sent that in. Got a name on that or not?
Yeah, Michael J. Parker.
Michael J. Parker. Isn't that Spider-Man or something?
There's a Michael J. Fox, I think. I don't know. And Toby Parker.
Back to the Future.
And Toby Parker, I think, is Spider-Man. So we mix them.
Toby Maguire's the actor.
Toby Maguire, okay.
Peter Parker is...
Peter Parker, not Michael J. Parker. But yeah, we mix all those together.
Whatever. It's someone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a person. And that's all I got.
All right, yeah, nice one. That was great emails. Can be a great podcast. So keep listening. Definitely keep listening. Even after this little break.
What break?
This one now.
Okay.
All right, should we do some news?
Yeah, all right. Shit news though.
You got shit news? I've got... I wouldn't say I got great news, but I can't... All my news are kind of like linked together and it's kind of made me laugh. Oh. Well, actually, I've got one that isn't. So first one, I don't even know where I found this. I found this last week. I haven't got a source. Just says, prisoner who died and was brought back to life claims that his life sentence is now technically over. What are your thoughts on that?
No, it's not over. In the same way as when people sort of go, oh, you got a life sentence, it doesn't mean you're down for life. It can be like 20 years or whatever. You can have 5 life sentences, can't you? It mean it means you die, you come back, you die, you come back, you die, you come back.
So you don't reckon he's going to get off then?
No, I don't. But I mean, you mentioned that Nirvana thing the other week. There's all sorts of mental stuff.
All sorts of little, you know what I mean? If he's got a good lawyer, you know what I mean? There's
a guy this week I read, and this wasn't going to be in my news, but because I think we can talk about it now because it's not Far East news.
Yeah.
He went. He sent his daughter or something. I think it was daughter to school. The teacher said her hair was a bit messy and that, so the teacher cut her hair. And he's
a bloke sent his kid to school. The teacher said her hair was messy, and
I don't know exactly what, but the teacher cut her hair to make it even. The teacher said, "Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, you would be annoyed.
Yeah,
but you wouldn't think you could get away with suing them for £724,000.
I don't know, man. I think that's bad. That's pretty bad. That is cutting a kid's hair against their will. Like that's like, you know what I mean?
I think it's bad.
Assault.
That's a lot of money. I tell you what, my plan is now to have a kid and raise them with shit hair. Yeah. Send them to school every day with shit hair, getting shitter
one
and
day,
shitter.
one of the teachers will bite.
It's going to snap.
Yeah. I think that's another good little scam for you.
Long-term scam. And it might not be worth it.
Long-term scam, yeah, but there's a lot of money at stake on that one, isn't there? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd say don't have a kid for that reason, but if you've got a kid, anyway,
maybe.
if you've got one knocking about, then
and
try that out.
Tell the kid what the scam is, so they're not going to be like feeling really bad. So you
cut the kid in a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give him a little taste.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give him a little bit of buns.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. My next 3 pieces of news. I've got them here on my news pad here. It's my little news pad. This is prepared. Right. Animal related. So let's go for the first one, which is woman attacked by alligator says, "I love him and he shouldn't face any consequences." Just reminded me of. Do you remember that woman?
What happened to her? How badly was she? Yeah.
I mean, I think it's quite bad. Basically, she was I think she was like in there with the alligator, and the alligator bit a foot off, or like bit it pretty bad. And it was at a kid's birthday party, and all the kids were crying.
Well, I agree that the alligator shouldn't be put down or anything.
But the woman said, "He just mistook my foot for some food."
Well, it is food. It's not mistook.
Yeah, the funny thing about it is as well, the alligator's name is Darth Gator, and like the woman, she's like, he's such a love. Oh, I love him. He's such a like a member of the family. Everybody loves Darth, as if it's like a real person.
Darth doesn't love you.
For all he knew, it was a piece of chicken, and he grabbed it. He was just having a bad day. So, I mean, I do think that is a bit harsh to be put down.
Yeah.
But what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, it reminded me of... Do you remember that woman that had, like... I don't know if she had sex with the dolphin.
Oh,
but she
that's
had,
like, it reminded me of something else, but yeah.
Well, we've got two things if we reminded us of. She had, like, a relationship with the dolphin, and I think the dolphin got depressed and killed itself. It, like, drowned itself because the woman, like, stopped seeing him or something like that.
Yeah, because it was getting sexual.
Yeah, I think, something like that. It was like, they had like a weird little relationship. She was like training.
She tossed it off.
It was what?
I'm sure she tossed it off. Like she was.
I think she might have wanked off the dolphin. I mean, we might be since we haven't named names, I think we're safe. But
yeah, I'm sure.
If we hadn't said names, we might be in.
I'm pretty sure she spoke about it like openly.
But yeah, I think if someone's out there, Google it. Woman wanks off dolphin. Dolphin drowns itself. I mean, the story is self-explanatory, but.
Yeah, the one I was thinking of was that woman who raised like a chimpanzee, and then a friend was around and it just went mental and ripped off the woman's face, and like really ripped it off and ate her face alive. Like her face was mentally mashed, and that got shot. Like they had to shoot it, and afterwards the other woman's like, even after it's done that to her friends, like, oh, it's not chimpanzees, you know, they're just like us. It's just a one-off. That's
the thing, though, isn't it? Like animals, you can train them, and they will be alright, but they might always go mental.
Yeah. If I have a one-off, if I have a bad day and I go, if I get to the most mental I can get, the most mental I'll get because I'm really mad, then you might get a punch. And then I'll go, I'm fucking angry. I'm not going to bite your face off.
Yeah, that's the thing though, when alligators get mad, they bite your foot off.
Yeah.
Right, let's go to my next two pieces of news. Yeah, I don't need to go into much detail. I just need to read out the headlines. Move it. Runaway cow stops rush hour traffic on M25. Self-explanatory, really. Made me laugh. But
was that one of the fat women in Extinction Rebellion?
I'm not commenting on that.
Okay.
That's on you, mate. But then I scrolled down. So this is on Sky News. I scrolled down, and the next story down, or a couple of stories down, I feel like they've kind of capitalised on this. From just a month or so ago, slow moving traffic as cow wanders onto the M6 motorway. Mm-hmm. So they've got two full stories on effectively the same story, and they've effectively used the same kind of...
what else could you use?
I just think get some better news.
It would help, but I mean, if you've got a cow, you're going to use a moo, aren't
That must happen all the time. Like, they must do that multiple times a year. That's happened twice in 2 months, and it's Sky News.
I guess you could use beef, like beef up. You need to beef up security as
beef
scouser.
Up security, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Like, but there's no security on there.
I mean, they could have had another thing, instead of just using the move. So anyway, Sky News reporters, if you're listening, have you got any names out there from? Who is this by? Doesn't say. See, they're that ashamed of the story, they haven't even put the name on it. It's just by Sky
News. What cow is usually called? Bella.
Pardon?
We usually call Bella or something. Cows.
I think so. That makes sense. Yeah. That sounds right. I'm not sure though. Oh. I'm not going to think of puns now.
Bulls are just called Bully, aren't they?
Yeah. Right, yeah, that was all my news.
I used to think the song Woolly Bully was about Steve Bull.
Well, I was literally about to say the same thing. I used to think the words were bully bully.
Yeah, same.
I didn't think it was woolly bully. I thought they'd done the song about Steve Bull.
But it's not like I was just a kid and I thought.
But I think the reason is because isn't that the chant that the people chant, the chant bully bully to the sound of that.
I'm sure that I would have used.
But then obviously, then you hear the song on the radio and you think, oh, bully.
Well, I thought, is that the same Bully Bully? And I asked my dad, is that song about Steve Bull? And he goes, yeah. So I got confirmation from my dad.
Yeah, sounds about right. Do you know what my dad told? My uncle was a Baggy supporter, and it shows you when you're a kid you don't really think about some stuff. And I said, "Oh, what's the name of the Baggies ground?" And my dad told me what it was, and then he got me in front of my uncle to ask. He got my uncle to ask me the question, "What's the name of the Baggies ground?" And I went, Trash City. And I said it with a plain face, not even thinking that it was fake. Not even thinking about it. I just went, yeah, Trash City, isn't it? He went, what are you on about, mate? So, yeah, shows that as a kid you don't really...
It's not that much better, though, is it, really? The Hawthorns.
The Hawthorns.
Yeah. Slags.
I don't think it's spelled like that, though, is it?
It is.
Okay, yeah, it is. Fact. Fact.
Ask your West Brom fan.
I'll ask my uncle. Right, should we move on to Far East news?
Yeah, I only got one piece. If I'd have read all the news I could find, it'd just been boring. Yes, yeah, so
that's fine, mate. We spend too much time on news anyway. Let's
one good piece of news. Okay. Man chisels his way into prison after several attempts to get incarcerated fail.
All right, interesting. Reminds me back to the guy in Strange Ways. Don't know if you ever watched that documentary about Strange Ways. There was a bloke whose life was that bad outside. He was constantly getting himself arrested, and he stayed in there as long as possible. He used to sit in himself, shitting himself, throwing shit around his thing, just so he wouldn't get released because he got free food basically in shelter there.
And he's fine with that.
I think he obviously had like mental health issues, didn't he? Yeah, but he preferred it inside than outside, so he would constantly get himself arrested.
I can understand preferring it inside for like a break. You know, people go on these Buddhist retreats and they just have like fruit and vegetable every day and then meditate. I just think it's no different to being in prison, is it?
Well, do you know, have you ever been to, I don't know if you've done it in Thailand, where you end up going to the temples with the monks and stuff like that.
No.
And then you eat dinner with the monks. I've done it a couple of times. And I'm not the fussiest eater, but sometimes I just want to eat stuff what I like. And some of the food, what they serve you, and it's like a Thai green curry, but it's nothing like I've ever eaten. It's got weird little vegetables. Funny.
They like the Buddhists, as far as I'm concerned, they should be making their own food and stuff. Everyone buys them food, everyone takes them food as gifts all day.
Well, do you know what annoys me about
them in McDonald's? I've seen them eating McDonald's at an airport.
Yeah, I know. Well, what annoyed me was I was about to get in a taxi. Some policeman went, no, wait there, mate. And then bloody put a Buddhist in it, monk in it.
Yeah.
I was like, what, pushing in?
I don't get how we're all meant to be, let's respect them, life's hard, being a monk. It's not. They get free treatment everywhere, special service.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to give them stuff all the time. Because merits, they're all there giving merits, just giving money to them.
It doesn't sound the best. Apparently, I was chatting to someone, apparently the first year, they're not allowed to leave the room alone. Like, they're not allowed to be alone in a room for a year, for the first year.
Look, I'm guessing a lot of them joined for the same reason. I'm guessing a lot of them have like an unspoken
they joined it. They chose the
I reckon it's hard for the unlucky few who turn up and got a proper monk. They're like, I know, mate, trust me, don't worry. We do what we want, you know. We pretend we do this stuff. Then one of them turns up, has got a proper monk. Like, great. No, I've got a shit year.
Oh, so is that all the... Have we covered the story? No, you haven't even talked about the story. What's going on with this boat then anyway? We got into fucking monks and Strange Ways.
There's no boat. A man chiselled his way into prison.
Yeah, but why is he doing that?
Because he really wanted to get in prison, but no one would put him in prison.
How can you not get arrested?
Because he kept getting arrested for little things, and they knew that he was doing it just to get in prison. So they're like,
just do something mental then.
Well, that's what he thought, but he's not actually an evil person, is he? He doesn't want to kill someone because he's not actually that bad.
He broke into prison.
Yeah, with a chisel.
So what's the crime for that? Breaking into prison, that's the crime.
He already swapped. The crime wasn't that he broke into prison, although I'm sure it was. The crime was that he got someone else out when he went in there. He got into someone's cell, and he said,
"So he's released potentially a murderer.
You get down there, you get out. I
think that's bad. That is.
And I'll just lie in your bed.
Yeah, I'll just swap places with you. And they're going there and like, you look a bit different, mate.
Do you think that'd make a good film?
Yeah, it would be a good film.
Because I've got a secret for you. I made that all up. Really? Because I had no good news today. So I made it up as my news because actually it's a film idea.
At least it's a film idea. I thought you got it from an actual film. Oh, that's better. At least you made it up.
No, I made it up.
Well, I'm glad that you've at least been honest, because usually you make up news and tell us it's real.
Look, there was rubbish news. I looked at more news sources than usual. We're going to cancel that jingle
that we just played. That's cancelled. That's cancelled. All right, let's move on, because that was disappointing.
It's a good movie idea, though. Good way to say it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good movie. Like, we'll put that in the movie section.
All right. I've got a little section if you want it.
Yeah, I want it.
All right. It's an idea for a children's story.
All right. Is it about a bloke that breaks into prison?
No.
But it's a kid. It's a kid that breaks into school.
I mean, no kid would do that.
Breaks into detention. Kid breaks into detention because he wants to get in.
Ridiculous.
No.
That's outrageous.
That would be good on there.
For kids. But I think this is a better one.
All right.
This one's about the real start of the world. Like how the
real
world
start
really
of the
began.
world. Okay, right.
But it's like enchanting and magical.
Enchanted, yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's this planet far, far away. I don't know the name of it yet, but I've got to find out what it was.
I've heard that before.
Really far. Even
Is
further,
plant or planet?
Planet.
Oh,
Even further away than like the Star Wars land.
Further away than the Star Wars land that's far, far away. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And on it there was everyone was magical. They were all witches. Everyone, or not just witches, wizards too. But they didn't want things getting out of hand because you can imagine if everyone's magic, they're just magicking things all over the place.
That'd be mental. That.
I want a mansion.
Yeah, too much going on, wouldn't there?
I want a mansion. Here's a mansion. So they made laws. You can only make like your own stuff this big or whatever. But then they were like, "What's the point in having magic then? That's just like living without, like people without magic can do it anyway."
Yeah.
But they had these laws, so you can still use it for stuff like to magic yourself to work or stuff like that.
But why are they going to work? That's what I'm thinking. Why are they going to work if they've got magic?
Because exactly, some of them weren't happy about this because of the laws. Some of the laws that
reduce the amount, to work and do work for no reason.
Reduce the amount of magic they can use. Well, police are forced for a start. That's a pretty hard job in that world, isn't it?
The police force.
You still need a police force, don't you?
But the police force need to be pretty magic as well, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. It's a hard job. There's people going to abusing the powers. People starting fires. You need fire service. Still need jobs.
So it's a bit like it sounds a bit like Harry Potter, isn't it? Because in the Harry Potter,
it's not the same jobs as here.
Because in Harry Potter, they're not allowed to use the magic in the real world, are they?
Look, okay, yeah, in that way, it's a little bit like Harry Potter. Yeah. So then but no, this is the only world though. There's no other world. But then there's these. But then everyone in the end gets greedy, and they can't stop it because everyone goes too far, and they're doing it behind people's backs. And in the end, it's too much for the police, and it gets well crowded. Like there's just stuff everywhere.
Keep magicking stuff.
Yeah. Keep magicking stuff, and these two witches are like Jesus.
TVs and stuff.
These two good witches. Like we can't do it here. It's rubbish.
Two good witches. So everyone else has gone bad, but there's two good ones left.
I'm sure there were more than two, but there's these two ones.
These are the two main ones.
They were really clever witches and good. And just because you're magic doesn't mean you can magic anything. It's hard. You just have to get good at your craft.
So, yeah, okay. So there's rules to this magic as well.
But these ones had been like working on something for a while. They've been working on making something far, far away. A little land we now call Earth.
Right.
So they invented Earth, but when they got there, some bad ones found out that they were escaping and taking the magic somewhere else. And they got to Earth, and they found out all these tigers and lions and all these animals there, by the way, who used to be able to talk. And they were talking to them like,
I knew that as well. I knew that was,
what's going on? Oh, we just come from this other planet. And then they were like, but these people are chasing us. And these other magic people came to Earth. But then when they came to Earth, they hadn't bargained on one thing.
What?
The magic was useless here. Don't you think these clever witches had planned this in advance?
Oh, yeah.
So they came down with an army prepared to batter them.
I didn't think about that. That's clever, that was.
Then
that's
the
like a plot twist, isn't it?
With all these animals together, beat up the witches.
Beat up the witch, killed them, probably, eaten them up, gobbled them up, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about the two witches that came? Were they all right? The main two, the good two?
They're all right, but there was a bit of a problem.
Well, I'd imagine there was a bit of a problem because, as we've discussed, animals can go mental.
Yeah.
Can't they? So even though that they're supposed to be friends with them, they might still get gobbled up themselves.
There are a few problems, and we still need to explain why animals can't talk today. We need to explain how they can repopulate the Earth. So I'm thinking these questions can be answered in a second
book. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. I like it. Yeah, good. We'll get writing on that soon. So they've effectively people have got two stories this week, haven't they?
Yeah.
So that's a freebie. That's a free story. You know what I mean?
And a film.
And you what?
And a film.
Yeah, and a film if you want, yeah. You know what I mean? So, there you go. The gift that keeps on giving. Your brain.
Do you ever look at the camera?
Thumbs up.
Or do you just look above the camera?
No, I do. I switch between looking at the camera and then looking at you on that screen there.
I very rarely look at the camera, but when I do, it's just random. And then I feel like I should do something
just to
silly.
reinforce like a point, what I'm thinking. I look and I just do like a funny kind of... kind of, yeah, that kind of thing. Right, yeah, nice one. That was a nice little section. I've got a game if you want to play it.
Nah, next section.
Okay.
Nah, play it. Go on.
All right. So this is. I was going to do this. I'm going to make some videos of this myself, but I just thought we could make this into like a little card game maybe as well, like Crimes Against Humanity. You know what I mean? I think they have like a black card and a white card, and you mix them together. So we could have like 3 cards. Basically, one of them's got like an adjective on it. One of them's got like a person on it, and then one person's got like a scenario on it.
Yeah.
So I've got a few written down here. I'm not going to read all of them out, but things like adjectives: cheeky. I couldn't think of a word for know-it-all. Is there an adjective like one word?
No. Know-it-all's one word.
Okay, yeah. Evil, introverted, pretentious, high-horsed. Is there one for that?
Nah, just high horse. That's just what you
High
call
horse
them.
stuff. Right, okay. And then names. I got like no, it's not names. People: scouser, villain, student, criminal, charity worker, poet, convict. Those kind of things. And then scenarios. So the problem is, I guess some of the scenarios fit to certain people, don't they? So like, has just been released from prison after 50 years. That would be the convict, wouldn't it? I guess. So something like, let's go for introverted student is they're having the hair done, but they don't like it.
Yeah.
And they're showing you the back of the hair, and like, do you like? What would you think of the back? And they don't want to say it, but they really hate it. What I want you to like just act that out, how that would kind of go.
I don't.
But you're introverted, aren't you? So you don't really want to.
Yeah, they just go. Thanks, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, they would, wouldn't they? Yeah, that's what they're doing. It. Yeah. Okay. Good. Nice one. That was a pass on that one, I reckon. Right. What else have I got here? Right. Scouser. Angry Scouser has just come down to... He's on holiday in Benidorm, and he's just come down to the sunbed, and there's a fucking German towel on it with the German flag on it. And there's not... Well, all of them, there's none left. What's he doing?
I think he might not do as much as you think he might. He might be like to his mate.
An angry Scouser. He's an angry Scouser.
Yeah, but... There's a lot of angry Scousers about. I don't see a lot of people kicking Germans off sunbeds.
So what would he do?
I think what would he do instead? I think he'd go just like moan to his mate about it.
Okay, go on then, vent to his mate then.
Fuck's sake. Fucking Germans again. I'm on our bed. Fucking, it's not our bed, mate. We can't say it's our fucking bed. We were on it yesterday. But you can't shotgun the beds, can you? They fucking shotgun the beds, don't they?
That's what they're doing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, they fucking shotgun the bed. We can't. Well, if you think you can, then they can't too, can they? No, fucking go and tell them then. No, fucking can't, can I?
No, you're saying to Psycho Paul.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, let's do one more. Right, charity worker. High horsed, I guess.
High horse.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of feedback from one of your mics. I don't know what's going on there. So a high-horsed charity worker on the streets, stopping someone who hasn't got any time for him. They're saying, no, I haven't got any time for you.
Excuse me, would you care to... would you mind giving me a couple of minutes of your time, please?
No, sorry, I'm busy, can't.
So you're saying you don't care about needy children with heart disease then? Is that what you're saying?
I do, yeah, but I can't do anything about it.
Well, you obviously don't.
I do.
There's someone...
Obviously do.
If I had a needy, starving kid right here with me now, would you give it £1?
No, I'd say, why you give it £1, it's your kid.
So you'd let it starve. I've already given £1.
No, because it's with you. It's your responsibility.
It's my responsibility. Don't you think it's everyone's responsibility? Don't you think I'm doing enough?
That kid's your responsibility.
I would think that you can see that I'm doing. If I'm working for a charity to make money, you're walking past letting people starve.
You're getting paid. Or you getting paid or?
I only get paid if the kids get money.
That's fine. Maybe that's two birds with one stone. Then I can get to work without getting stressed, and
I guess you don't like me.
No, don't like you.
Yeah. So just because you don't like me, you're willing to let help
so get let. One as well, like
yeah, I am clever.
Yeah.
So just because you're willing to hate me, you want to push that onto a starving kid. It's not his fault.
I don't. But I just think you should be sorting it out instead of. I mean, use your wages.
I'm not being funny. But you said at the beginning you couldn't give me 2 minutes of your time. You've already given me 2 minutes by now.
Yeah, no.
You stop moaning about it.
Bye. I'm going, dickhead. Okay. Yeah, good. That sounds about. That's what they're like when you do go down a town centre. They're always like that. That's the conversations I've had before.
Always.
Always. It depends what you do. If you say that to them, they will get nasty like that.
Yeah.
So just beware, guys.
You got to be a bit like that to do that job though, because I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. You got to not care what people think about you.
Yeah, true.
You can't do that.
Right, that was a good little game. Thanks for playing.
My pleasure.
Should we crack on with the story? I think we're 40 minutes
in. We can do the story, but I do want our viewers and listeners, our audience, to appreciate that with this new format you've devised, that if I have 4 questions in it, that can mean I have like 12 different stories I've got to write, because it's like a spider web.
Oh,
so you don't have this one. I've got
exactly.
To have...
I agree. Yeah, so this is more of a challenging story, which is why when you was having a go at me yesterday for writing it 5 minutes before the podcast, you didn't even manage to do that. You turned up to the podcast at the time we're supposed to do it, saying, "I haven't got anything prepared. Can we do it later?"
It's because I just got back from the vets.
I'm just saying that what you said to me last week, you've done worse this week.
No, this week I had the story ready, but
you didn't have anything else ready.
I could have got through it, but I was tired, and I thought it'd be better to do it later. It'd be better.
Yeah, all right. That's fair enough. Go on. So this is the story section now.
I want them to know that it might take time while I'm finding the next parts of the stories. That's all.
So it's like if you didn't tune in last week. If you didn't go back and listen, is my advice. But if you can't be asked to do that, then basically it's like choose your own adventure. So if I say one thing, he's got to turn to page 15 to check what the next answer is. That makes sense. Okay. All right, I'm looking forward to this. So this is Burglary in Bangkok, Chapter 2.
All right, so Todd was feeling pretty bad because some burglar knew his name, where he was, and was threatening him. And he was sat in the shop pondering, how did this burglar know my name? Meanwhile, Alex was sat there too, knowing full well how the burglar knew his name. Because Alex had a secret. He, at knife point to be fair to him, had given Todd up as the burglar had followed him home. He has some choices.
Right.
Choice A, he confesses to Todd.
Yeah.
Choice B, he makes up another story to tell Todd how the burglar knows. Or C, he ignores the whole thing.
Probably just make up another story. Have you got any stories written down for me? Have I got to make up myself?
Now you can give me a story. What are you telling me?
So what would you? So what are you saying?
You're
sat in the shop.
I'm saying, how did this happen? How could anyone know? And
I would probably be like, I reckon it was that couple that you pissed off. Do you remember when you was a knob to that bloke?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
When you locked him out naked from his house and you called him a knob or something like that, and then you chucked the key down the drain.
Yeah.
I reckon it was them two. They gave you description to the people and maybe even followed us home, something like that. That's what I reckon probably happened.
Oh, right, okay.
Probably.
Fair enough. This didn't really allay Todd's fears, but Todd's pretty hard, so he thought, whatever, I'm going to prepare my own. If someone comes to my house, they're going to get knocked the fuck out because I'm fucking solid. Meanwhile, Alex was at his home too, feeling guilty. Yeah. What if Todd dies? It's pretty shit, that. So he decided he was going to do something about it on his own. Because he wouldn't tell Todd, because then Todd might be pissed off. So, yeah.
Right, okay.
He had option A. Go on a one-man mission to the burglar's house.
one-man mission to the burglar's house. Yeah, right.
B.
How do I know where this burglar's house is? I just know.
You know.
Okay, I just know.
Because you got his phone number because you've been messaging each other.
I've just been chatting to the burglar. I've just been sending him with his mates now. Sending him memes and stuff, little emojis.
B. You send a message to the burglar apologising and saying, "Look, can we just leave this out? We won't tell anyone."
Yeah.
Or C. You go to the police.
Well, I'm in Bangkok. I ain't going to the police because the chances are them burglars are paying off them police. So that's that ruled out. Okay. 2. I'm not going to say. Do you reckon that we could just leave this? Because I don't reckon they would leave it. I reckon that would be even worse and make things worse. So I guess out of those 3 options that I've got, I'd have to go on a one-man mission to the house. That I've worked out where they live. I don't know how I've done that, but
I'll confess. I didn't have a follow-up for you send a message apologising because I banked that you didn't choose that one, so that's a relief. So that cut my story down.
So you got one my mission. Okay.
So you go home. You get a kitchen knife and a meat cleaver.
This doesn't sound like me. Knives aren't my thing. But go on.
That's what you did because you panicked. You didn't have a gun. You didn't have anything else.
True, but I mean they do say guns for show, knives for a pro, don't they? So
yeah. Maybe. So you got back there dressed in a balaclava, bomber jacket, and old 80s jeans.
Yeah, that's what I would wear, IRA style.
You got there, you were like, oh my god, he lives in a mansion, and there were armed guards outside.
Like Scarface kind of thing, is it?
2 of them with guns, not quite as big as Scarface. You only see 2 armed guards out front.
You got a swimming
pool? There was a fountain. You couldn't see a swimming pool because you couldn't see over the fence. So there might be a swimming pool, you can't see inside yet. You can see the top of the fountain, the founts.
Yep.
And you could see there was like woods around the back. So you had some choices. I'm going to find these choices for you. Choice 1 was, oh for fuck's sake, I'm going home. This is well hard. I can't do this. Too hard. 2, you think
that what? Oh no, that's my option. I thought you were just saying you couldn't read the story anymore.
No. 2, you think, okay, it's going to be pretty hard getting through these guards. I'm going to go sneak around the back, see if there's a back entrance. Or 3, you just think, I'm just going for a gung-ho attack down the middle.
What have the guards got?
They both got Glocks.
Tommy guns.
Glocks.
Yeah, that's a gun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it
Pistol,
a big
I think. Pistol,
I think. Pistol?
Yeah.
How much time am I going to waste going around the back to have a quick look? See what that's like?
I don't know what's going on around there yet.
You don't know? No. You do, but you don't. You've got to turn to page 17 for that, have you?
Yeah.
This is an interesting one, isn't it? So I'm just trying to think. My knife skills. I've got 2 knives, 1 for each of them. Yeah. Fuck it. I just go straight at those two little guards. Chop them up. I've only got little Glocks, so I reckon I could take them with knives. If I had Tommy guns, I'd be going around the back.
Alex took his meat cleaver in his right hand, his knife in his left.
Yeah.
And he ran as fast as he could, straight for the Glocks.
That's not the best tactic. But...
He heard that if you run out guns, they're going to miss you.
Right. See if that was good
What
advice,
happens next, we will find out in next edition.
So it wouldn't have made much difference anyway, because I'll be making up the next part of the story anyway, wouldn't I?
Yeah. So.
Oh, well, that's fair enough. Okay, that's interesting.
Unless you went home, and then the story.
Unless you went home, then
it'd be rubbish.
That'd have been a shit story.
It'd have been a bit of a waste of the afternoon, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would really, wouldn't it? It'd be a bit shit. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for listening to that story. Thanks for doing the little story. It's nice, wasn't it? Cool little story.
Cool.
Yeah. So I guess that brings us kind of towards the final kind of section of the podcast where we don't have anything for that.
No, I've got a little something we can talk about.
A little something, yeah. Go on then. What you got?
Well, one thing I heard a comedian, and he made a little joke. Yeah. About something, and it made me realise, oh, that's a good point. Flintstones Christmas special. Ridiculous. Kind of along the same. Well, I haven't seen it.
But they wouldn't have Christmas.
Bloody hell, yeah, couldn't have one. That's ridiculous. So, kind of same lines as that. The 1 million.
I mean, to be honest with you, did he not? I mean, when he was watching the opening of the Flintstones, and they're using a dinosaur as like mouth as a dustbin. They're running instead of in the cars. They're using the feet on the bus.
Yeah.
Do you not think that was a bit mental before you even watched the? You know what I mean? It's a bit of a mental program. Is what I'm trying to get out of you. As we've already discussed, dinosaurs didn't live with people as well.
You would have been transported into that world, haven't you? So yeah, I suppose.
It's just I think he's getting a bit too pedantic, to be honest with you. If you're watching the Flintstones already, you can't moan about the Christmas special.
Is he getting pedantic or are you getting pedantic?
No, I think he was.
And the other little thing I was thinking, people go, oh, if you had to invite guests to your dinner table, who would you have?
Yeah, I hate that question. Don't ask me that.
Yeah, I know, so I'm not going to ask you. But I was thinking, if I didn't have to do any of the talking, and people if you get Hitler along and Churchill along, whatever, but I'm not even sure they'd argue. If they came back and they're at a dinner table, them two opposite each other now, come back from the dead, do you reckon they'd just have a laugh?
I reckon they would, yeah.
I reckon they'd just be like, fucking hell, that was it. It was a bloody crazy time, wasn't it?
It's bloody mad, that, wasn't it? All them fucking bloody deaths and shit shooting and that.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. And we're dead now, aren't we? Both of us.
Yeah. All the way to time.
It's all for nothing in the end, wasn't it? Waste of time, really.
But everyone likes me now. Everyone thinks you're a right
That's
knob.
the thing that, I've come out of it a lot better than you. And then he'll be like, well, actually, recently, some people have been kind of like saying you're a bit of a knob as well. Who the fuck's been saying that? You what? Have they?
They want to knock your fucking statue down. They're not knocking my statues down.
Have you got any statues of fucking Hitler?
All right, sure. All right.
I don't think they built any, did they, mate?
Yes, because you.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So is that you answering that? So you have answered that question.
That's just what I was thinking. And normally we just put in our little thoughts we've had in the last section, don't we? So I just thought I'd put in a couple of thoughts I'd had.
Who else do you reckon would be? Okay, so they're going out. Who do you reckon that you'd put into kind of like so like when our Big Brother, and they start off with like however many housemates, and they find out after like 4 weeks they're actually getting on quite well. So then what they do is they bring in another housemate to kind of stir things up. Who would you bring in to stir up that conversation?
Maybe Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury, Hitler, and Churchill. Right.
Yeah, he could stir people up, I think.
He can stir people up. We'll give him that. But I mean, you could put him into any room, couldn't you, to stir people up?
Well, he might go mental at Hitler as well. Hitler's like thinking, actually, this hasn't been too bad. And Tyson Fury comes in, going...
He might just batter him, man. He might just beat the shit out of him.
He might just kill him.
He might just batter him. Because there's no rules in this scenario.
And he might not be very happy with Winston Churchill now, who's been all pally with him.
Yeah,
right?
like what?
I thought you were fighting against him.
I thought you might kill him. I thought he was your worst enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might just beat them both up then, hadn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Would stir things up a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Since we're on video, do you want to see my dog in the...
Was that your dog just making a noise?
Yeah. Kitty, Kitty, come on, Kitty. Come on, Kitty.
Here's the dogs.
Kitty, come on.
The podcast.
Kitty,
nearly got through a whole podcast without him interrupting.
Kitty, come on. Yeah. Oh, I just come past. Little going on already. Anyway, whatever. All right.
It's a bowl, isn't it? It's not your dog.
Not very happy. Won't eat, won't drink after. Is
that the one with the little funnel on?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I'm surprised it even walked to me.
All right, we'll better wrap things up then. So,
all right.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. He's now smiling at his camera. I'll smile as well. See you next time. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening.
Bye.
Smile. Thumbs up. Do thumbs up.
Are we finished?
Smile as well. Smile.
Fuck off, Alex.
Smile and the thumbs up at the same time. Smile and the thumbs up.
Is it only me doing this? Because I can't see you anymore.
No, I've done it as well.
Oh,
it's good because the people like smiling and stuff like that, don't they?
All right, see ya.
All right, see ya.